What up, fellow Scenarians? Be sure to stay locked in by subscribing to www.thescenarioradioshow.com and pull up a seat to the grown-ups table. Also, hit the notification button to make sure you don't miss any Real Talk with a playlist. All right, it's the season 8 premiere of The Choice Is Yours. And this is our 2000s R&B edition. So some of these are going to be about the 2000s artists. Some we're going to be comparing to something in the 90s. We mix it up a little bit with a little bit of both. But I'm going to ask, and I'm going to include B. Cove in this too, ask him to choose as well, because he hasn't seen any of these as well. Okay. All right, so let's get it rolling with The Choice Is Yours. Now, 90s Usher, 2000s Usher. I want to ask you, which is the better album? My Way, 90s Usher, or 8701, 2000s Usher? You notice I didn't put Confessions in there. I want to make it a little tougher. What you got?
8701 is my choice.
All right. Shawn?
Oh, we are okay. I'm a little partial to My Way. I'm not even saying it's a better album, but I connected with that one more.
Okay.
A little bit more. You were a little younger then. About that time, you're probably trying to dance out of your shoes like he was.
Bro,
some of that stuff.
Why you laughing? That is exactly why I'm picking My Way. You are joke. That is exactly why. The dance out of the shoes, man. Come on, man.
I was happy with Usher's comeback after a little time off and his voice changed.
Yeah. And then You Make Me Wanna was on that one. Yeah. Right. Was You Make Me Wanna on that one?
Yeah. Make Me Wanna.
Nice and Slow. Yeah, I got it.
Nice and slow.
Yeah, that was
bad time.
Hey, boy, that's macking time right there. That's back when you was macking. That My Way, Usher. That's back when you had to mack her down. Yeah, go over here and get my mack
down.
All right, it looks like My Way is the win on that one. What do we got next, Dana? Better Badu Bop. These are ones from the 90s, ones from the 2000s. Tyrone by Erykah Badu or Bag Lady by Erykah Badu. Better Badu Bop.
Is Tyrone a bop though? I feel like it doesn't even fit the bop category. But
well, we weren't even saying things with bops in the 90s anyway, Shawn. So don't be technical now.
You go.
Yeah, what's the better song? I was using alliteration. You're a writer. The Better Badu Bop. Why do you have to come for me like this?
Yeah, man. This show was.
My pick is Bag Lady because I'm all for accountability. Because I remember hearing Tyrone and I was like, you paid his way, his homeboy's way, and his cousin's way?
Yeah.
Why you mad?
Yeah.
Like, I just didn't, I never really.
You've never been that person, I don't think. You just don't strike me as that person who would have done that in the first place. No, so I feel like that's it. I think there's a group of women who got done like that, who were that person that I think connected with that song.
I was just like, and it sounded like she did it more than once. That's why I couldn't really get with Tyrone.
I remember years ago seeing her at the it was the Up in Smoke tour, and she performed it. And I was like, did she record that? No, she did it here. Like she did it in Nashville. I remember that's where she did it. So I don't know where they recorded it, but it all sounded it was the same reaction, like I remember.
Yeah, like I mean, I enjoy it, of course.
Yes, definitely.
I had to pick the better song. It's definitely Bag Lady, because it's like, well, that is what got you here. These bags.
Those bags didn't come from nowhere.
Yes.
Because what about you, man?
I'm gonna have to go with Bag Lady also. I'm just for the vibe of the song. It's just, but you know, I understand the importance of Call Tyrone as far as it goes for the culture. You know what I'm saying? It's just it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I respect it, but as far as better song, I would rather hear Bag Lady.
Shawn.
I'm gonna ride with Tyrone. I felt like we didn't see that coming out of Erykah after.
That's
true.
That's true.
Good point. I'm getting tired of you. You know, I felt like the audience reacted that way because you know,
like, it was piecing.
coming from Mary, that was like something that we would expect from Mary.
Yeah.
That's a real good point.
Yes.
It made her relatable. To the women. It's like, oh snap, the sister who was just a different vibe how she was. It's like, oh shoot, she just like us. Like hell.
Has also gone through some triflingness.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And that was like we got an expanded view of Erica now because we've seen different versions of her and we've seen her do all types of stuff. At this time, we just knew the incense, the head wrap,
the
the arms.
Real good point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good stuff. All right. Again, this is another 90s. Is this both of these one's 90s, one's 2000s, right? All right. So Destiny's Child, Writings on the Wall, and I think we talked about this a little earlier, and Destiny Fulfilled. DC 4 or DC 3?
I'm gonna go with DC 3 for me. Shawn, you started to say something.
I'm next.
Yeah, go ahead, Shawn.
I love Michelle, but I'm gonna go with, and I definitely saw the growth in the material, the content, but I'm gonna have to ride with the Writings on the Wall.
Yeah, we know why you went with that one.
Oh yes, we sure do.
No, I just like that.
We know what Shawn's about.
We
know what Shawn's about.
True.
Toya Luckett.
Yeah, you know what?
Hey, Kelly though, she killing these days.
Right.
Kelly,
that's a bad girl.
Good.
But I know how you feel about Toya Luckett.
You trying to be cool about it.
Because what about you, man?
All right, so honestly, musically, I have nothing to add as far as the musical conversation of this, because I don't know these albums very well. I know, like when I hear it, and be like, "Oh yeah, I know that song." So, I think I'm gonna go with the Writings on the Wall, just because, just because it's 4 of them, and
and 3 and 4 is a higher number than 3. Is that what we're going with here?
And if you got down a honey, it's better to have your choice of 4 than your choice of 3 when it comes to macking.
Okay, and let me add this: that Dan and I have a bet that Destiny's Child. Dan says Destiny's Child will never reunite. I disagree. So I'm just putting that out there for accountability. So
I feel like you got to put a time frame on that though, because that was a long time, and it could be one of them. When they all.
I mean that best Destiny's Child and Beyonce as a group will never reunite.
Well,
that's fair.
There's no. Okay, yeah, there's not.
I'm saying that because don't get me wrong. I'm sure they could get Latavia and Latoya and Kelly and Michelle, and then maybe Farrah might come out with them for a little while. They all might want to do something, but
they still gonna send Farrah's luggage somewhere before they.
Kelly and Michelle ain't doing nothing without Beyonce, especially Kelly. Neither one of them.
Wait, wasn't Kelly doing a gig with 2 lookalikes a couple weeks ago? A Beyonce lookalike and a Michelle. That was like 2 weeks ago.
I don't know about that.
I'm gonna send you the link.
What's she doing? The Temptations? Where they just split off the group? And they got 2 of them now.
Yeah,
the Destiny's Child experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
Different. So wait, okay. So with this bet, are you counting something like what people thought was going to be an NSYNC reunion, where they just did a song for a soundtrack, but it wasn't an actual reunion? Are we talking a full album? Are we talking?
I'm talking about a full album and tour, or either. They can be. They can just tour. I'm not even saying an album. They can tour. They're not touring together. They're not even touring together.
We were talking about that day. We were talking about it, Van. I had in my mind like tour. I didn't necessarily have an album. But so I feel like it could be either or.
Either or.
An album and or tour.
Yeah, album and or tour.
I feel like they would do like one show, like an award show before that.
So
just one quick, like
it'll be in Dubai somewhere. It won't even be in America.
They do that stuff anyway, so I think that doesn't count. But I think I think like it has to be an extended project, so like an album.
Oh no, that ain't happening.
Yeah, it's not financially feasible at this point.
I'm not saying it.
Not for Beyonce. It's not financially feasible. I just don't see it. All right, hip hop soul sing off. 90s Mary J. Blige versus 2000s Ashanti. Who do you got as your vocalist of choice in this?
The real question.
What?
Hey,
this is
This is sing off. This is sing off.
This is way easier than it should be. This is way easier than it should be.
I don't know if it is. Sing off. This isn't a sing off. Pure, just straight singing. Who you picking? 90s Mary or Ashanti? 2000s Ashanti? Who you got?
Mary J. Blige, without question.
Any version of Mary, 90s, 2000s, yesterday's Mary.
Man, bro, because I will tell you, 90s, man, dude, we watched not too long ago that dog on Uptown Records.
That Unplugged.
Man, boy, let me tell you, that dog on Mary. Boy, that man, yeah.
Okay.
That was good times right there.
Yeah, she was a dominant artist in the 90s and someone that everyone loved.
Yeah.
And Ashanti was a dominant artist in 2000, someone everyone loved. Both of them as vocalists.
Do we not remember Ashanti got a lot of she blew up, but she got a lot of criticism. Her during her reign.
Yeah.
Not she that did. Mary got her criticism, I think, mostly from just like, her behavior and stuff in the early part of her career. But she had so many hits and she was so relatable and people liked her. But Ashanti, because they threw this princess of hip hop soul.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute now. You're a little too fast. Like,
people used to burn on Ashanti a little bit.
They did. They gave her a hard time. I wasn't a fan. But I was a fan of Mary in the 90s, but I also know that when I heard her singing, a lot of times what I was hearing was a little rough. But
it was not musically technically accurate, but it was very passionate. And I can
it was emotionally accurate, 100%.
It was emotionally accurate. And I can take that over you not finna sit up here and all baby me to death. So, I'm not gonna do that. So I'll take Mary over that any day.
All right, so unanimous Mary. Okay, 90s Babyface or 2000s Neptunes. If you got an album, you're producing, you're getting your R&B album. This is your R&B album debut.
Okay.
And you got a producer going to cover the whole album. Who do you take? 90s Babyface or 2000s Neptunes?
When is this album coming out?
Good question.
It does. If you pick Babyface, is coming out in the 90s. If you pick the 2000s, it's coming out. If you pick the 2000s, if you pick Neptunes in 2000s, that's up to you.
Give me Babyface.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that too, but not to discount. Like, I'm thinking about it hard because it felt like everything Neptunes touched back then was like hitting. Everything was popping. Like, everything was successful. Everything. Anytime you heard them little choom choom chooms and beam beams and fucking lightsabers and chicka and it was hitting. So I'm gonna go Babyface, but I had to think about it a little longer than I thought I would.
I wouldn't want a whole album of Neptunes. I could do a whole.
You know what? I can see that. I can see that. That's a good point. That's a real good point. That's a real good point.
Dana, what about you?
I'm gonna go with Babyface because kind of what B-Cub was saying. Do I want all that pum the whole album? And then also, and this is just me in my ignorant opinion. Now, while the stuff that the Neptunes did was cool, they wasn't the best songs. You know what I'm saying? They just weren't the best.
And maybe
songs.
why
They were just like.
Those are some great songs they did.
They were, but in comparison to like a classic R&B Babyface song, like I'm gonna probably go with Babyface. So I'm gonna go Babyface.
I'm gonna throw something in there, particularly for Shawn Whitsell, though, because we say that, but Neptunes produced one of our favorite SWV songs.
Use Your Heart.
Win This Feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a different, it wasn't a hit, of course, but it wasn't a single at all.
But it's a good song.
It's a good song, and it wasn't something that you'd have known the Neptunes did unless you listened to liner notes. Like, it didn't have that, the things that people know for real, like the intros to be and everything is very different.
Yeah.
So I think it showed the versatility that they have that you don't see in a lot of their hits and a lot of their singles. So
I Still Love You by 702. It sounds like the Neptunes, but it's still
Yeah.
it's gorgeous.
So does Star. Like I really loved Star too.
Yeah.
Even
I was gonna say this is a hip hop song, but even Common's "Come Close" with Mary and on the hook. I mean, Pharrell is singing the hook too. You know, his voice is underneath Mary. So I think that's like that has the Neptune sound, but it still has a soulfulness to it. That's there too.
Yeah. All right. Well, y'all made your pick.
Me. Y'all converting me a little bit.
I know. I wasn't thinking about When This Feeling. That's one of my favorite SWB songs. When This Feeling.
You know what it is, Dana? They had good explanations on why it would be
and
good.
they gave me
all
more
I
examples.
gave you was like,
which I agree with. But then when you say it like that, like if my whole album's gonna sound like the 702 song, no, thank you. But you know what I'm saying? I get what you're saying now. I'm with it.
Right. So I'm not saying that that they couldn't do a good, R&B album that wouldn't be an R&B album full of pium pium pium, but my choice is still Babyface in the 90s. Even given that, my choice is still Babyface.
All right. Do we get any more? Okay, I think this is the last one. Mari Go Round. Amarion.
Please.
Hey, man,
you are trying on this, man.
Respect.
Mario or Amarion?
He did what he had to do.
Who do you pick? Now, this ain't a 90s, 2000. This is just straight 2000s. Who do you go with?
Yeah, like what do you mean?
It's up to you. It's up to you. They both dropped in the 2000s. They both were doing their thing in the 2000s.
He's got to pick.
Who do you go with? Who do you go with as your pick?
If we get too deep with this, it's not good.
I'm going with Mario because he got some hits. He got the vocals. He's got some grown man material that I can get with. So that's who I'm gonna go with.
I'm gonna go with Mario, but Marion is so entertaining. He's so entertaining, and he has songs that I really do
love.
like.
I was and you know what? I'm picking Omarion, and just for more than 2 words. Well, for 2 reasons: touch and icebox.
Both of those are cold.
And Entourage, really Entourage. If I could for real dance, y'all would get sick of me because I would be entouraging y'all's asses off. You hear me? Like if y'all saw me somewhere, it would just be like me just entourage. Yeah. No.
Hey, who wrote Entourage? Somebody famous.
Tommy Davidson.
What?
Did you say Tommy Davidson?
He was in a video. I don't know. No,
I don't know who wrote that, but that's one of my favorites. I was like, man.
Is that Ryan Leslie?
I think that's Ryan Leslie. It sounds like Ryan Leslie.
Ryan Leslie probably.
I can hear him singing that.
Yeah, that sounds like. I'm looking it up now. It was written by Amarion. Yeah, Amarion, Andre Merritt, and Eric Hudson.
Oh wow!
It sounds like Ryan Leslie.
Yeah,
it does.
That was probably on purpose.
Oh, the laptop. It was on the laptop.
It was on the laptop. Somebody. Yeah.
It's on that laptop, infamous laptop.
Yeah, Mario. Sorry, Mario. Because all I know is "How Can I Breathe" and what's the other one? The Scott Storch song.
You Should Let Me Love You.
Let Me Love You.
Which was a mega hit.
Great. It was bigger than I think Omarion, but I think.
Yeah, I gotta go with Amari.
Come on over here to the dark side, girl.
I gotta go with Amarion. I don't like to say it, but
hey, he's good with mine, good with Pop, good with all my niggas.
That's what he said in the song. He did say that. Icebox.
That's good.
Icebox is a nice. That's a nice Timberland. That's a nice Timberland.
I was just about saying until Mario gets Timberland, he ain't.
Yeah, I'd rather hear Mario sing any day of the week, but I'm gonna go with my original answer, even though it's not really what my heart feels right now.
And can Mario act? I mean, Omarion has given us. I'm talking.
What is he giving us?
Great performances. Let me see. You had
all right.
You got served. When did you get served?
Yeah, you got served too. Is he in that?
You got served too.
That's a thing.
You got served 3 Electric Boogaloo. All right. This is the Scenario Radio Show. Real talk with a playlist.